Okay, I know I look like an egg right now. I know I don't look that great right now, but I really want to start this reading vlog off right now, so I'm just gonna do it. Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, hi, my name is Vivian, and you guys can see from tab below, we're doing a 24-hour readathon. If you guys have watched a few of my videos in my channel, you'll know that I do 24-hour readathons very often, but I've always done a timer method where I start a timer when I start reading, and I stop a timer when I stop reading, and I've never really done a 24-hour readathon straight. Kind of want to try this out, which is why we're doing it today. I'm gonna be reading for 24 hours straight, whatever time I start today until the time tomorrow. I am really excited. I've been literally pumping myself up for this video because I have never done this before, and I don't think I am capable of actually doing a 24-hour readathon straight. We're gonna try our best to read as much as we can today. I am excited. I'm also scared. I'm scared this was gonna fail. If this video doesn't see the light of day, I probably failed. With that being said, we're gonna start the readathon right now. Well, not really right now, because I just want to do the intro first before we get on with it. Right now it is almost 5:30 p.m. I'm gonna start this off in the evening. If I started this off in the morning, I would have been really tired, so I decided to start this off in the evening. I also had a lot of things to do this morning. I'm not gonna do the whole no sleeping, no eating. I'm still gonna sleep, I'm still gonna eat, I'm still going to take a shower. I'm gonna do every single thing that I do every single day, but I'm still gonna try and read the rest of the day. I don't think I can go on without sleeping. I'm really too old for that, and I also need to go and work out tomorrow. So I have a workout class that I need to go to from 8 to 9 a.m. tomorrow. I have Pilates. I did curate a pile of books that I want to read this vlog. I need to be smart with the books that I pick for this challenge. We're probably not going to be able to get through every single book in this pile, by the way. I just have a few options just in case I end up getting confused on what I want to pick up. So I have a few options. This is my current pile of books that I have with me. We have 6 books on here, and I also have 1 book on my Kindle, so technically 7 books. Let me just talk about the books first. So the one I have on top is As Good as Dead by Holly Jackson. Third book of the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series that I have yet to finish. Not because I hate the series, but because I am absolutely terrified of the mystery plot in this. But I really like Holly Jackson's writing. It's really thrilling. It's really fast-paced. You just want to know what's going to happen. It keeps you on your toes. That's why I have it on the pile, because I feel like it's going to be an easier, faster read. The next one I have on top is Funny Feelings by Tara Dewitt. I picked this because it's like less than 300 pages. It's a very easy rom-com read, I feel. This is about a stand-up comedian who has a crush on her manager, so it's friends to lovers, and I think there's also fake dating, and I'm pretty sure it's a single dad trope. And then we have a new release that I might get into, and it's The Rule Book by Sarah Adams. This is an option. I don't know what this is about. I have zero clue what this is about. I just picked it up because it was Sarah Adams. And then I have a sports romance that I'm in the middle of, and it's Stealing Home by Grace Riley. This is a part of an interconnected standalone series. I've read the first 2 books. This is the 3rd book, and I think the only one that's currently published, which is why I want to pick it up, because I want to finish the series, and I'm in the middle of it, but not a lot. It is MLB baseball and black cat female, golden retriever male. And then we have a lit fic magical realism book, and it's The Wishing Game by Meg Schaeffer. I have this on the pile because I might get tired of the romances we have on here, and maybe I want to read a little lighthearted lit fic, and this book is also less than 300 pages, which is why I have it on this pile. And then the last one that I'm in the middle of, like literally in the middle of, is Never by Jessa Hastings, and I think I'm gonna start reading this first. I'm currently at page 62, if you guys want to know. I'm currently having fun with the book. I don't really know much about my feelings towards it right now. It's a little bit complicated. The writing is great, the quotes are great, but I also don't like the characters. I'm trying to rationalize the way they act in this book, but I don't really know if it's like, I might read a bit of this, stop reading it, and pick up a new book. I'm reading it really slowly because I'm also annotating the book. Yesterday, it took me like 2 hours to read 62 pages. And also the book that is on my Kindle is The Fake Mate by Alana Ferguson. I can't find the physical copy, so I have it downloaded on my Kindle. I want to read that one because I've heard a lot of people say it's really similar to Bride by Ali Hazelwood, and Bride is a 5-star read for me. I might have errands to run tomorrow, so I have that Kindle option just in case I need to go out. So that's a plan for this reading vlog. Hopefully this is not going to fail because I really want to try and see and challenge myself. I'm gonna get started with this reading vlog. I'm gonna take a shower first, and then we'll get started because I'm a sweaty mess. I just walked my dog. Let's get started with this 24-hour readathon. Reading and time update. It is currently 9:55 p.m. and that means around 4 hours have past. My reading update on Never by Jessica Hastings is that I am now halfway through the book. I'm at chapter 11. This is page 188. Considering it's been 4 hours, I haven't read a lot. I went to eat dinner and then I had to plan out the itinerary because I'm going to travel in like a few days. I didn't spend those 4 hours reading, but I did go through around 120 pages of this book, which I take as a win. And I also ended up starting a Kindle book because I was reading this when I was eating dinner. Felt like I needed to read something while I was eating. I picked up The Fake Mate that I have mentioned by Lana Ferguson, and I'm now at chapter 4 of this book, and I have 4 hours and 59 minutes left in the book. I'm at 11%. That's that. Those are my reading updates. I haven't talked about the books that I am reading, so I'm gonna explain to you guys what Never is first. I know this book got a lot of hate, I guess I would say, because of the connotations of some parts of this book. I went into this with an open mind. I still wanted to read this. I love Jessica Hastings' writing, trying my best to let go of the opinions of the public, and I got into this knowing exactly what this book was, that it's a toxic kind of relationship. It's a fantasy world that is inspired by Peter Pan, and so I got into this knowing that I probably will hate Peter Pan's character, and I absolutely hate his character. And the thing is, I am okay with books having flawed characters, but when it's to the point where I do not want to read it because I don't like these characters, I find it very troublesome. Honestly, my thoughts right now is that I'm just really confused. I'm not having a hard time reading it. The reading experience is still okay. Those are my current thoughts about Never, but I am just honestly just really confused with this book. As for The Fake Mate by Lana Ferguson, this book is fake dating trope, and you're following two werewolves, two shifters, I would say. FMC Mackenzie needs a fake boyfriend because her grandmother really wants her to find a date, and when she was calling her grandmother, she ends up saying this one cardiologist's name that she worked with in the hospital because they're both doctors, and the MMC Noah is the guy that Mackenzie mentioned, and Noah also really needs a fake mate, and so they end up fake dating, and that's all I know about this book so far. I've heard that it's a little bit spicy though. I just hope that it's not too spicy to the point where it takes away from the plot. So far I am enjoying the writing, but other than that, that's all I know about this book. I am going to continue reading Never right now. I am planning on getting this done, but honestly, judging by my pacing of this book, this will probably take me like 3 hours to finish. I'm going to continue reading Never by Jessica Hastings. Just wanted to let you guys know that I am going to be stopping my read of Never by Jessica Hastings. It's an hour later, and I am going to be temporarily stopping my read of Never. I think I'm going to pick this up again tomorrow, but right now I'm at chapter 16. This is page 264. Whatever just happened, whatever is happening right now, the frustration level I have for these characters and the irritation I have for these characters are way up high there, and I do not want to continue reading this right now. I think I need a break from the characters and the plot and everything, so I'm gonna go in and read on my Kindle. I'm gonna be reading The Fake Mate. I'm gonna continue on from chapter 4. I feel like a rom-com is gonna help me get this like frustration out of my chest. Maybe that's what the author wants me to feel. I'll probably pick it up tomorrow morning, but right now I'm gonna be reading The Fake Mate. I'm hoping to get through maybe like 50% before I go to sleep. I'm gonna try my best. So I'm gonna read this and I'll update you guys later.
I keep telling myself I don't need help, but here I go, falling into old patterns and habits I can't seem to break. It's all the same, yeah, I'm honest.
I'm at 15%. If you guys have read this book, you'll know why I laughed, but 15% of this book. Oh my gosh.
Fuck you, no, I don't wanna wait. Just spent the whole night thinking I'm insane. It got too hard now. It's all the same, yeah, I'm honest.
Sorry for the bad lighting. I turned my ambient lighting in my room on because I'm about to go to bed. I want to give a quick little update on my reading progress of The Fake Mate by Lana Ferguson. I am exhausted. I'm at 45% of this book. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm tired. See you tomorrow. I honestly don't think I would have woken up if it wasn't for Pilates. That was one of the hardest wake-up calls I've ever had, and I am now extremely exhausted. It looks like it's either really early in the morning or really late at night, but it's actually 10 a.m. I don't know why, but it's getting really gloomy. I think it's gonna rain today. But I do have some reading updates. I went to Pilates this morning, and so I didn't read a lot, but I'm up to 70% of The Fake Mate by Lana Ferguson. And according to the Kindle, I have 1 hour and 31 minutes left in this book. So I'm gonna focus on getting this done and then get into Never. I have 8 hours left in this 24-hour readathon, and I actually need to work because apparently I have some work to do today. I am going to work a little bit first while I multitask and read on my Kindle. But I have read a lot of The Fake Mate, and I actually really like the book. I'm surprised that I like it because a lot of people said it was really spicy. Sometimes I don't really like too much spice in books because it takes away from the plot. But with this one, I feel like the spice, it's a lot. I still enjoy the plot. I still enjoy the characters. I feel like the both of them have some quirks to them that I really enjoy. I like when characters have their own little quirks in their personalities. For example, the FMC in this book, she really likes drinking soup. I am going to continue reading this. I have positive feelings about this book so far. I'm not really seeing too much problems with it. However, I do feel like their relationship is progressing a little bit too quickly. But yeah, I'm gonna go now. I am going to update you guys once again when I'm done with reading The Fake Mate. I just finished reading The Fake Mate. I'm at the acknowledgements page, and it is currently almost 12 p.m. I have some thoughts about this book. I really liked it in the beginning, but then I also felt like the romance was going really quickly, and I guessed correctly that there was gonna be some kind of conflict. If you know me, I do not like third act conflicts. I also do not like when the third act conflict is the guy trying to make decisions for the girl, thinking it's good for her, but actually it's not. There's no need to break up for the greater good. And also the plot was absolutely predictable. I could guess every single conflict from a mile away. So I felt a little bit bored by the end of it, and I also didn't like the third act conflict. Those 2 points are probably gonna dock off a lot of the star rating for this book. I did enjoy their relationship. I felt like them as characters had a lot of depth. I wasn't quite expecting that much character development. Those are my thoughts about The Fake Mate. I will talk about my star rating at the end of this video because I actually have to sit on it for a bit, but we're just gonna pick up Never by Jessa Hastings next. Before I pick this up, I'm actually gonna pick up the next book I kind of want to read. I have like 5, but I probably only can pick up 1. So I'm either thinking of The Wishing Game by Mag Schaefer or Funny Feelings by Tara Dewitt. These 2 are my current options, so I might pick up either one of these to read alongside with Never. Those are my plans. I am gonna go now. I need to actually eat lunch. I'm very hungry, so I'm gonna eat first and then we'll read Never, and then I'll let you guys know when I have more updates. Sorry for being literally in the same spot from just now. I have basically been reading in the same spot, trying to finish Never by Jessa Hastings because I had like 100 pages left and I wanted to finish this. It is currently 1:48 and I've officially finished Never by Jessa Hastings, which I'm very happy about. I thought this was going to take a while, but apparently the one that took a long time is the annotating. So once I stopped annotating it, I basically only tabbed the pages that I wanted. It was smooth sailing from there, and then I just wrote down thoughts, but I didn't do lots of highlighting and underlining. The type of frustration this book gave me is a lot different than the Magnolia Parks one. You love the characters, but the way they act kind of irritates you in a sense where you want them to do better and you know they can do better, but you do not know how they're gonna change from whatever they are now. But with this one, I just feel like all of the characters got problems. They have some deep trauma issues going on with their lives. There's something going on with their heads. There's something going on with the island in general that I feel like they're just brainwashing themselves into thinking they're good people when they're not. So I'm not a fan of this book, I have to say. I know there are some quotes in this that made a lot of people put this down, that made them think there are racist connotations to this book, but even without those, I feel like the characterization of this book is just absolutely bonkers. It's so hard to get through the book, and I do not understand how to explain the fact that I didn't have an enjoyable time reading this. At least in Magnolia Parks, I loved the friendships, I loved the found family, I loved what they had going on regardless of romantic relationship. But even with this one, I didn't find any of the side characters interesting. I don't know what to rate this. I'm gonna put this down, but I am quite happy that I annotated it in a sense where I do love her writing, and if there is a second book to this book, I would love to pick it up because I just want to know what's going to happen. There are so many unanswered things that happen in this book that I feel like I need the answers for. Yeah, those are my thoughts on Never. It's just It's a very toxic book. That's all I have to say. And I'm gonna pick up another book. I actually picked up Funny Feelings by Tara Dewitt instead of The Wishing Game by Meg Schaffer. Because I think it's gonna be easier to get through this book considering it's a romance. It's probably gonna be easy to read. And if you guys do not know what this book is about, you're following a stand-up comedian. The FMC Farley Jones is a stand-up comedian and she has always been in love with her manager, Meyer. And then an opportunity with her career comes knocking in and she ends up fake dating Meyer because she needed publicity, and so that's what happens. There's fake dating in this, there's a single dad trope in this, there is also an age gap romance. The manager is like 10 years older than her. I'm excited to get into this. I have read a little bit actually. I read like 20 pages because I was eating downstairs and I couldn't really bring this book to read because it's very hard, not very floppy. But this book is easy because it's really floppy, so it's easy to like read it like this and fold it around and not ruin the book basically. Many pages. I'm almost at chapter 3 of this book and we're just gonna pick this up, and I'm hoping that I can get this done in like 3 hours. I'm not really too sure if that's gonna happen, but yeah, I'm gonna get started right now so that I won't waste any more time. I thought it would be boring to be in the same position from just now, so I decided to move. I'm now at 4 p.m. on the dot, you guys. So I have 2 more hours to get this done. I'm gonna talk quickly about my feelings about this book so far, and then I'll fly through the book. I am currently really enjoying this book. I didn't have that much expectations going into this because I actually never heard anyone talk about it. I never really heard anyone rave about this book, so I wasn't really expecting too much, but I'm actually having a lot of fun. I do love the friends to lovers trope. I feel like enemies to lovers in fantasy books are my favorite, but friends to lovers in romance books are my favorite. They knew each other before they got together because then that means that they loved each other because of their characters and not really wholly physical attraction, especially with childhood friends, especially if there's so much tension and pining involved. Basically, both parties liked each other since a long time, but they never really confessed to each other. But that is just so much fun to see the tension piling up, to see them loving each other from afar, but not really wanting to take a step forward. And with this book, I understand why they're not moving on with their feelings for each other because of them working together and not really wanting to sacrifice their work and their friendship. Apparently, it's past and present timelines. They show you kind of what happened in the past. It is a great read. Love the writing. It's really dry. It's really comedic at some points, but I also really like that it's really deep. You really get into the characters and their relationships with their families and also their past trauma and why they became stand-up comedians to begin with. Really liking the book so far. It's flowing really easily. I'm having a lot of fun. I am going to go now. I'm gonna continue reading Funny Feelings and then I'll let you guys know when I'm actually done with the book. I just gotta say, this paragraph literally spans a whole page. Look at that. A whole page. There are no tabs until the end. It is currently 5:58 p.m. so we're literally 2 minutes into 6 p.m. I didn't plan for me to finish reading this right on the dot, but apparently I did. So we're officially done with reading Funny Feelings by Tara Dewitt. I did take like a 30-minute break because my eyes were really in pain, and I do want to talk about my thoughts about this book, but I am actually kind of confused on how I feel about it, and I'm gonna sit on all of the books that I read in this video for a bit because I honestly do not know what to rate any of them right now. And obviously I ended up reading 3 books in this 24-hour readathon. I know I technically could have read more because I did sleep for 6 hours, but I need my sleep, so I am going to just let this be. I did end up reading 3 books, which I obviously did not expect. I kind of expected to only be reading like 2 or 2.5. I know I was technically technically in the middle of this book when I started, but like page 62. I had like 300 plus pages to read for this book. So I am very happy that I actually read 3 books, to be honest, because that means I finished 3 books in 24 hours. And honestly, to me, that is a lot of books. So I'm very happy about that. And I'm also really happy that I enjoyed every single book that I read. Even though this book gave me frustration, I did kind of enjoy it because the writing's really good. I'll probably make my outro tomorrow just because I really want to sit on these books for a bit. I'm done reading 3 books. I will talk about all my feelings of all these books tomorrow. I'm finally here to end this vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and I did end up reading 3 books in this reading vlog. The first book I read is Never by Jessa Hastings. My thoughts about this book is still the same as what I said in the video. Basically, it's a very frustrating, irritating read. The writing is really beautiful. However, I didn't like a lot of the characters, so I decided to give this book a 2 stars. I am still really excited to get to the second book. Hopefully there will be a second book after this book, because honestly that ending was not it. And then I read The Fake Mate by Lana Ferguson. That was a book on my Kindle, and I decided to rate it 3.5 stars. I didn't like the third act conflict by the end of it. I really liked everything until like the 70% mark, and then everything just went downhill. So I decided to rate it 3.5. I really like the storyline. I love the character development in this book, and so I overall really enjoyed this. Lastly, I read Funny Feelings by Tara Dewitt. I decided to rate this book 4 stars. I loved the storyline, and I didn't think that there was any sort of conflict that pushed me off of this book, but I also think that I probably won't be thinking too much about this book in the future. I love the friends and lovers trope. I love how they all have character depth, but to be honest, I probably won't think about this book very often, so I decided to give this a 4 stars. Still a really good book, still highly recommended. If you guys love friends and lovers, Pining, Slow Burn, this book is a really good book. But yeah, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.